Hello and welcome. Today we're going to take a look at one of the most iconic cars of our time. A car which has sold in the tens of millions since the 80s and has become Europe's #1 best-selling car. I'm talking about the Volkswagen Golf. The Volkswagen Golf has been around since 1974. Since then, it has had many upgrades, but the basic winning formula has remained the same. A pleasant design, loads of practicality, refined engines, a dynamic chassis, and Volkswagen's bulletproof build quality. This here is the 1997 MK4 Golf, and although not much has changed on the outside compared to its predecessor, there's a lot going on underneath. For example, this generation came with a bunch of new engines, including this, the 1.6 liter, 16 valves, 4-cylinder, which is good for about 100 horsepower. The Volkswagen Golf is also a very practical car. This one comes with 5 doors and a very large boot. The loading lip is quite low and the shape is quite rectangular, so you can fit a lot of stuff inside. Furthermore, the seats fold in a 60-40 fashion, so those trips to IKEA are no problem at all. Getting inside the driver's seat of the car, you immediately feel that the Golf is centered to cater to the driver's needs. Everything is well within your reach. The central console is ever so slightly tilted towards the driver. The seat can be adjusted for height. The steering column can also be adjusted for reek and rake. Furthermore, this car has a lot of features. It has dual front airbags, ABS, electric mirrors, electric windows, and there's plenty of storage spaces as well. A decent sized glove box, compartments in the doors, and a central armrest. Here in the back seat, the story is a little bit different. I am all of 5'8", and this seat is set to my driving position. So as you can see, there is not a lot of knee room. Headroom is okay, but unfortunately, thanks to this central transmission tunnel, having 3 people abreast is not really advisable for long trips. Furthermore, you get an ashtray and cup holders as well. But all is not lost in the back seat. Volkswagen was campaigning for higher safety standards, and this model was the first time any car came with an ISOFIX point for child seats in the rear. Okay, now let's take it for a spin. Keep in mind that this car is 20 years old, and still it feels in relatively good shape. The steering wheel does not have a dead center. The throw of the gearbox is short and crisp. The throttle response is adequate, and the ride is quite comfortable. This car being a front-wheel drive, you would expect that it's not so exciting around the corners, but the Golf is known for its very dynamic chassis, and it shows that they've had this formula down since a very long time. The Volkswagen Golf has been embedded deeply in automobile history, a jack of all trades that you can depend on. And this 1997 MK4 Golf holds true to these values. The Volkswagen Golf, an evolution rather than a revolution.